Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Hermit Gamers. One of my challenge runs of X-Men Legends 2. We're going to be doing a solo hardcore run using Rogue, and we're going to be using the Power Theft and Energy Overflow build, which is completely terrible, and Rogue is already bad. So I don't think we're going to survive this. We just did a spit focus build on Toad, and we made it to Act 4 and died. And so that run's unfortunately over. And that build is so much stronger than what we're going to be trying now. But maybe we'll get lucky, or maybe I'll just play better, because there was actually no reason for me to have died where I did die with Toad. Anyway, there's been a bunch of I'm not sure, aborted streams that I've tried recently with some loot stuff, and we had bugs with Diablo because of the update. Like I literally like couldn't load a character. I've had to do reinstalls, all this sort of stuff. I'm still really sick, and I've been very sick lately. Um, I was up until like 5 a.m. last night. Either way, trying to grind to gold in Marvel Rivals, just to make sure I would get the gold rewards for end of season. Uh, and that was kind of rough because like even if you know you're better than gold, like it can you sometimes you can just get stuck in metal ranks for a while. That's just the way the game works. Like they can put such potatoes on your team that there's nothing you can do about it. And when I say that, I don't mean like oh, well, this guy played some Spider-Man or something and it wasn't that great, or he wouldn't swap. So I mean potatoes, like uh, like everyone else on your team is doing fine. Everyone else on your team has like a good positive KDR, and you're sort of winning, but like just barely. Maybe you're on like a push map and you're getting to second point and you're starting to get hung up, and you're like, I don't get it. Everyone's playing really well, or like like I'm like 9-3. The other DPS is like 11-2. Our supports are like 5-3, 6-2, and then it's just like one person on your team is like 1-9. Like they're chronically out of stagger and just like dying infinitely. And there's very little you can do when you have something like going on like that. Sometimes you genuinely have more than one, or you have like I don't know, a Jeff that just doesn't heal or something. Like I had a Jeff who healed like 5,000 in the time that the enemy cloak and dagger had healed 28,000. Like and this is not exaggeration. Like I could literally screen cap the numbers if you have any doubt about it. But yeah, so I'm not complaining about that because those people will be on the enemy team. If you just keep playing, it all kind of all that EOM stuff, it kind of balances out, and somewhere in the middle are the games that you can win. But it's a matter of getting to them, and I'm not that good that I can just win like 70% of my games and just go and just like push straight to freaking diamond or something. I do have to grind it out a little bit, and I think I'm better than average, but I'm not that good. Anyway, I've been yapping my head off. Let's just get in here and actually play some X-Men Legends 2.
Let the games begin.
But yeah, trying to give a little bit of context for just why everything has been a mess lately. So as I say, I have been really ill. I'm running on very little sleep. We're doing this. We're doing every danger. When we get them, we're doing everything with Rogue. I even did the trivia game. She's so bad. Like, if you go to my Colossus playthrough and see how she will struggle more in the early game than Colossus, because Colossus at the very least has steel skin early game, so you can use your EP to give yourself a buffer of survivability, so you can kind of go in and have more time to roll stuff down. Because like these attacks, like the one that Colossus has and the one that Rogue has, they're not good.
Congratulations, you have successfully completed the
they're just not good. A lot of the time, you end up relying on their auto attacks, and that means it takes time to kill stuff, and you just get beaten up while you're doing it. And there's very little you can do about that. We have some really basic equipment here, which we're going to throw on. There's some stuff in the shop that we'll definitely be saving for. And there's not much. There's very little more we can do now. We've squeezed every little bit of like extra power we can get. I will have a level coming in very soon. You know, like I said, everything we can do to squeeze a bit of extra power out of this lady, we're going to do it. I am so angry that I lost that Toad run. Like, I'm not angry, but you know what I'm saying? I'm so fired up to, like, avenge myself that even though this is a vastly weaker, crappier build, we can still get Prism Shield. So no matter how grindy it is and how hard it is, I am convinced that I can win the game with this build if I can get through this first part. If I can get to like level 14, but yeah, if I can get to level 14, I will say this Smash is better than Iron Fist, but the difference is very marginal. You use a lot of EP to kill very few enemies, but it's all you have. So what else we can do? Now we're going to be pumping focus. We would do this even if I were going to make this rogue like pure kind of melee bruiser. I would still pump focus because we need the EP. We need the EP regen more so, and because our focus starts off so like terribly low, like something has to be done. Like it needs to be like hard focus for like the first 3 levels or something. That's true of pretty much every melee character in this game. Doesn't matter who you play. The only one who can maybe get away with it a little bit, maybe Toad. Nightcrawler maybe. Nightcrawler only because his level 1 melee skill is so efficient that it just like one tap clears a mob. Like one button press just clears a mob. So if you have to drink an energy potion like for every second mob or something, like that's fine. That's very doable. So he can get away with it a little bit. Even then, it still makes sense to pump it because focus gives you damage too. That's something like, so I think we'll compare this game to Diablo. Hold on. I don't know why, I just have this weird feeling like this is on normal difficulty, right? I'm fairly certain it has to be. I actually took damage there. You basically don't take damage on easy, even solo. Yeah, there's no way this is easy. Alright, we gotta kite these guys into this, oh my god, the auto-targeting. I literally can't move. I'm gonna get killed by the auto-targeting. But this is what, like, we're not doing well. We're doing really badly. Like, we don't have enough potions. I pretty much used all my EP potions. Like, I actually have to stop playing like this, you know, where I'm like baiting their attacks out, getting them to whiff, and then just pummel them down with some auto attacks to save the EP, because we're coming up on enemies where I will not have the luxury of doing that. They will be spawning extremely dangerous enemies like every second that they exist. One thing we do have, which is, you know, it is a very, very mild saving grace over Colossus, is that we have flight. And sometimes flight can just save you. It can get you out of a corner, or it can allow you to, like, kite away from something really dangerous just to kind of, like, get a little bit of space and get a bit of breathing room, a second or two to, like, you know, pull them into a choke or peel the onion a little bit, you know, like you can peel the onion on a lot of mobs in this game where you sort of fight them piecemeal. And that's why the area that we're coming up to, these caves, why it's just so dangerous. Oh, that was good. That was really nice. But this, it's like, this is why I like to play a game like this hardcore, because like, you know how much dopamine I got for just like killing those 3 guys with 1 punch? It's so satisfying when things actually work and you're like, oh, that was such a nice little engagement. And it's not like mechanically complicated, really. Sometimes it's literally just a bit of luck because it's very dependent on auto targeting. But anyway, I'm genuinely curious about how this run's gonna go. So the way we're gonna do this is we're going to use power theft, which I'm just gonna be blunt with you, it basically doesn't work in this game. It steals mutant abilities. Most of the enemies in this game are not considered mutants. They're like monsters, robots, just generic guys with guns or something. They don't have abilities to steal. So there's no way I'm putting 20 skill points in that. If I do that, we just lose. We just automatically lose. But I'll put a few points in it, and we'll steal powers when we can. And we'll find that basically we never can. So then we'll also use this one, which is a kind of AoE forward directional radial. It's not the worst ability. It's just like, it's not what, like Rogue has no way to buff that. Whereas if you go with something like Torpedo Strike, you buff it by like, you get a lot of points in Strike, and you get Critical Strike, and it can do some work. This really hasn't got anything going for it. We'll probably still get Manic Slam, maybe. We're definitely going to have to get Reflective Aura. We're going to need that or we will just die. We're probably not going to get any of these passives because they suck. Prism Shield maybe early on, but you need to be level 21 to even put 1 point. Like, Rogue is so bad. It's genuinely... I don't know. It's mind-numbing how bad she is. Anyway, Torpedo Strike is good, and it's okay with like, Rogue as a melee character she's not the worst. She's just a worse Colossus, basically. Like, she has Torpedo Strike. He has Siberian Express. I would say Torpedo Strike has advantages over Siberian Express. She has Critical Strike, he doesn't. So she can double her damage like on every 3rd hit. But his ult doubles his damage and makes him invincible. And it doubles his damage on every hit. Her ult makes her invincible and rebounds damage to enemies, which is way, 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 way less useful. It takes like 3 times as many skills to max as Unbreakable for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. Prism Shield just takes a lot of skill points to max. Manic Slam is not as good as Demolition, I would say, although it's not as bad as I remember because the stun on it is very good. So while it's not necessarily a screen clearing nuke, what it will do is basically you use Manic Slam, she's going to smash down on everything, and if they don't die, then they have their powers disabled and they're stunned for like 10 seconds or something. She also steals a lot of energy from them. So it's a pretty good panic button. Like, Demolition will just clear the screen of anything that isn't physically immune. Like, it's literally a 1-button press nuke. It even does good damage to bosses. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to brawl to start with, like, whether I want to or not. We're a melee character until we're level 14, so... Alright. As is tradition here, we take this nice and slow.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
We want to trigger all these floor traps. Just so they're not here anymore. Because these things will get you killed. I don't want the explosive barrels around. It's just a factor I can't always control for, and that can potentially do a lot of damage to you if one of them blows up in your face. And now we're just going to patiently go around, and hopefully, if we can, we want to basically ignore everything aside from those spawners. And when we see them, we just want to dive on them. Luckily, they're not coming out too fast. Nope. No. I'm not worried about you guys. We'll deal with you later. Get to you. And this is where it starts to get a little bit, like... Yeah, things can get just a smidge dicey, because you're trying to kill one guy and there's 4 guys around, which means, like, they can kind of body block for him and blah, blah, blah. But it's very important. You need to get on these guys. Like, these little guys that they spawn are so dangerous. Like, they absolutely mess you up. But, like, we can't even quite one-shot them. It's so rough.
This is some real power.
Alright, let's quickly do this. Like, legitimately, that's all we do. We just focus for now. I don't even know where to put these skill points. Like, I guess another point in this. It's going to make it so much more expensive energy-wise. And I don't think it's going to help with any breakpoints. So it... Like, honestly, it's such a terrible game, Critical Strike, but, like, what else are we going to put the point in? Like, we'll buy a redistribute at some point, but... Alright. I think...
Better luck next time, sugar.
Yeah, we're about through this room, and it hasn't gone too badly. There's a handful more. We'll just bait this guy away, because he's so much faster than the little guys. We can just quickly one-shot him. And that was some nice jukes. Again, I'm not really, like, complimenting myself. I'm just, like, it just feels good when it works, you know? Because, like I said, I know this is going to be a rough run, and I'm trying to set myself up for success. I'm trying to... Oh, that... Oh, come on, game. Like, I hate it when you're literally looking right at them, and you use a close-range melee combat ability, and somehow it just literally whips directly into the air behind them.
I'm pretty good, aren't I?
But, you know, these are things that make, like, Rogue and Colossus kind of suck in the early game. If you compare them to, like, Juggernaut, like, Juggernaut's early game 1 is so much better. Toad's Hammer Kick is so much better. Like, just in terms of, like, you want to be able to... This guy pissed me off so much, but I'm not going forward until he's dead. He will eventually get hit and die. I don't care how long it takes. And here, again, we want to peel the onion. Hide out everything we can. on, auto-targeting. Again, like... Again! Come on! It's just... The ability just has a terrible hitbox. It's just really, really crap ability. But it's literally all you have. Like, what are you gonna do? Like... Come on, game, please! This is like... I genuinely, I'm so sick, and I'm so, like, tired, and nothing works. Like, nothing has, like, gone right for me in, like, 5 days. Even to the point of, like, I wanna play a game to, like, de-stress, and the game is, like, I just paid $40 for an expansion pack for the game. That breaks the game. And now I just have to, like, wait for them to patch the game. And now I'm, like, playing this game where, like, I can look directly at an enemy and use an ability, and, like, it just doesn't do anything. Like, it just, like, flies off into space next to them. And, like, I will die trying to kill these... Like, I'm not joking. I have to run past them. I can't... I will literally die. I can't just, like, spam an ability 2 feet from an enemy. Like, I'm clicking on this guy, and it attacks a bug next to him, who will be instantly respawned. Like, it's so, it will literally leave me, like, molding so badly, and I hate it so much. It's like, you know, I don't know, like, the game should not be challenging because, like, when I point and click, it does something random. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the... This is why I say, like, if anyone tells you that Rogue is a good character in this game, like, I'm telling you, like, they don't fucking know what they're talking about. They've never actually played this game. Or they've just played through, like, as a group, and it's, like, literally everything is OP when you play through this game. Everything is OP when you play through this game as a 4-stack. If you can lose this game as a 4-stack... Like, you're non-sentient. I don't even understand it. It's like you can literally just let the AI do everything. Like, pick your gear, pick your skills, pick everything. The AI can literally basically play the game for you. You can just walk through the game and let your AI companions just kill everything with auto attacks while you just press random buttons and, like, eat potions when you're low.
I apologize.
It's genuinely, like, that easy to play the game.
You're out.
I mean, this is unwinnable. I'm gonna get so beaten up. Oh my god. Like, I get half health if I try to hit something. I can't even one-shot. Rogue is so miserably bad. Like, I will win this. I don't care how long it takes. If I, like, literally just have to, like, run to this room and wait for, like, minutes for this to just recharge so I can spam this useless punch, as much as it takes, I will do it. I don't care. Like, it took me so long to get through this area as Colossus, it's going to take even longer to do it as Rogue. And that's fine. It takes as long as it takes. I've just got to, like, not mold and just harness my chi and just be patient and just get it done. Because I can't skip these enemies. It will just completely gimp my EXP. And yeah, but that's like that's the best way I can spend my skill points. Like, these little guys are so absurdly dangerous for an enemy that infinitely respawns. Like, you can't even CC them.
That was fun.
They also do elemental damage, so like these guys will wreck you even through steel skin as Colossus. It's crazy how dangerous they are. And because, like, you know, 10 of them can occupy the space around you and all attack you at once, they just absolutely wreck you. Oh, Cyclops and Jean and Gambit and Rogue, when you combine the two of them, are absolutely freaking goated. Because Gambit gives Rogue, like, massive amounts of energy melee damage. Oh, yeah, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing the bad build. I'm doing Power Theft Energy Overflow. So I have nothing to look forward to, man. This is a challenge run. Like, I know I can clear the game with Torpedo Strike. That's not even a question. You can go. A couple of days ago, I did the Act 1 on hard mode with Rogue solo hardcore on, you know, a Torpedo Strike attack. That, you know, the standard, like, Torpedo Strike melee build, because that is a good build, and she has Prism Shield, so she's basically invincible. Yeah, you should easily be able to win the game solo hardcore with Rogue. But this build, oh my lord. And I consider how well a character does here is, like, important, because this early part is so hard. Specifically this cave. Oh my, like, and then the game will just bless you like that. Like, just the one shot takes out both of them. Alright, we can't get beaten up here. We have to be careful. Alright, that wasn't too bad. It was really bad. It took so long, but it's done. I mean, there's still more. We're not completely done with this cave, but I think we're through the most interesting. This is quite dangerous, but I should be able to pull them apart from each other. And this is where I say, like, flight can be so nice just for something like that. Just like, okay, this guy's super fast. And I just want to make sure he is away from those two, so they're not in his aura when I turn for the engagement.
I guess y'all lose.
So he will outrun his teammates as long as I can outrun him. So I can peel him away from them. But yeah, as I was saying, Gambit and Rogue is, like, a really nice combo. And Jean and Cyclops is a really nice combo as well, because, like, Cyclops' biggest problem is just having enough energy to spam his Optic Blast and stuff. And then Jean essentially gives him unlimited energy, so it's just like, yeah, great combo. So the problem here is, like, space. It's going to be really difficult to get on those spitters. I should have dived through that doorway, I think, but thankfully they're kind of walking it down on me, so... The frustrating thing about these little guys is that, like, there's no gap in the spamming of their attack. Like, you can bait and juke an attack, and then if you don't literally one-shot them, they'll just immediately attack you again. See what I mean? It's so... like... the really crazy thing is, like, if I'm playing Nightcrawler, I press one button and this entire mob dies.
Better luck next time, sugar. Pleasant dreams, y'all.
Again, we just have to be very, very patient. Oh, come on, game. A lot of whether you will struggle as well in these early runs is like getting a good gear piece. Like even one piece of gear that gives you some damage, like 5 lightning damage or something, is, you know, it's enormous. But then that's also one of those things where it's like, well, it's kind of a build test, and it's like the stronger characters will do better because the stronger character can just go buy gear because they're not having to buy potions. Oh my god, come, like... This is a bit where it's like, okay, I have to dive this guy, and I need to be able to actually put damage on him. But I have a completely worthless ability that I can, it's a melee ability, I can be standing next to an enemy, I can look at the enemy, I can click a button on the enemy and press the attack, and it will literally just whiff off into the fucking space. And then, you know, I get punished by the game. Because the auto attack whiffed.
Sugar, maybe you ought to rethink it. Yeah, this is some
But
real power.
that's fine. As long as I make the best of the non-whiffs, I can deal with some whiffs. Alright, I have no idea how this is gonna have any impact on like the breakpoints or anything, but the damage is just not good enough. It still doesn't one-shot. It's such a garbage ability.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
But like, abilities to get through the early game with, I think the only ability that is worse than Smash and Colossus's Iron Fist, the only abilities in the entire game that are worse are Scarlet Witch's base Hex Bolt, because it's a crappy projectile with bad damage and extremely slow travel time. So it's basically a ranged attack with no range advantage. Like, you cannot snipe stuff across the map with it. You don't have the energy to stand it.
You're out.
If you're not like hitting with every bolt, you won't sustain the energy economy. Like, it's just, I think it's legitimately the worst starting ability in the game. It's super slow. It has extremely like slow like startup animation and stuff. It's just legitimately terrible. And getting through this early game is absolutely painful with Scarlet Witch. But it is still a ranged ability. It does still technically allow you to damage stuff without being damaged yourself. It's really bad at it, but it kind of does. And in that sense, it's like, maybe it is still better than Iron Fist and Smash, but like Iron Fist and Smash are definitely like D tier early game abilities. Like, even compared to Colossus's Juggernaut's Punch, which is basically the same. Like, Juggernaut's Punch just like comes out at like literally twice the speed, and it has a good hitbox. Like, it will not whiff on stuff when you're 2 feet from it. I need to try to deny those spitters a sightline. Ranged enemies are super aggro in this game when it comes to like, you know, trying to come after you and try to get a sightline on you, so you can, yeah, very easily kind of bait them into melee range.
Is that the best y'all can do? Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
If ranged enemies just camped and waited for you, this early part of the game would be unwinnable with a lot of heroes. At least if you were doing solo hardcore, like, it's fine as a full stack. Yeah, I'm a big fan of X-Men. Like, I was super hyped when the movie came out at the cinema back in like 2000. I remember I was living in Burleigh Heads, and I remember the cinema I went to, and like, it was one of those movies where like I wanted to go right back to cinema and watch it a second time as soon as I'd seen it. And these guys, we should be able to just brawl it out with them. Yeah, we should be fine. But yeah, Gambit and Rogue would freaking go crazy. Like, not a problem. I think there's even a team up if you go Gambit, Rogue, Jean, Cyclops. It's called Double Date. They get like EP or health or something every time you kill someone. It's actually surprisingly really nice team up. Alright, we got this. I'm through the worst of it. Act 2 is going to be dicey because I won't have invincibility.
Ain't this rich? The X-Men and the Brotherhood. When I was swearing it now, I owe you this.
Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch would be a really good team as well. And damage on the robot's not too bad. I can buy some bonus damage gear if I can just get the cash together. If I can get my potion sorted, where I don't feel like I'm gonna have to like go buy emergency potions, which I shouldn't. now that I'm through the first kind of Cersei caverns. Oh, so another reason why why Juggernaut's Thunder Punch is so much better than Smash and Iron Fist is the Thunder Punch stuns, whereas Smash and Iron Fist knocks down, and knockdown in this game is super janky. It just doesn't work sometimes. Whereas stun, like if the enemy can be stunned, stun always works. And because the ability just hits more reliably, it reliably CCs stuff, which saves you a lot of damage. I still need to do a Juggernaut playthrough. Yeah, they definitely, like, they have flaws. I'm not saying they're perfect movies or anything, but, like, at least for me, back when they came out, you know, this was, like, pre-Avengers, like, modern MCU, it was still pretty damn exciting. Is it? Oh, okay. So, just normal rule. Normally, I would not let myself get bonus things or anything like that if I can't get them with the character I'm playing. Unless it's quest essential. But for whatever reason, that's bugged and it's not letting me fly back over the chasm. So I'm going to have to bring someone who can build a bridge. Which one do you think is bugged? I know, the only one I really use is like Siberian Express and Massive Strike. Early game, I'll use Uppercut when I unlock it. Alright, so what do we got here? We got Psychic.
Take your time.
It's so expensive, but like, it's 10 extra damage. It's so huge. Yeah, we gotta get it. Because, look, my like, this is my best attack skill, is doing 35 to 54 damage. It just got a massive increase. Colossus's ability Iron Fist, like Smash, to me it seems to be really bugged and to have a really janky and not particularly good hitbox in terms of like how it interacts with enemies, especially close range. It just kind of like whips over people's heads a whole lot. Which is like, when you're playing with 4 heroes, you won't even notice it. But when you're doing solo and, you know, you're like, oh, okay, I have to kill this instantly so I don't get beaten up. Why am I not throwing these things? I'm supposed to be throwing them. I've been very sick this week, by the way. I've like been taking COVID tests and everything. Like, I've genuinely been messed up. So my head isn't really that in it. Once I get in there and I'm, you know, being pressured, I kind of have to try to lock in a little bit. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that recently, where I was saying like, actually like letting the AI do your abilities, because the AI will just kind of put points in everything. If you're playing with 4 people, I think that's actually a really fun way to play through the game, because you get to use all your abilities, and you don't need to min-max when you have 4 people. Like, if you literally just press buttons and use buffs, you will absolutely destroy the game. The buffs in this game are so strong, and they bring so much synergy.
If you insist.
But yeah, as I said, I don't like bringing another character, but
Very well.
you know, that was genuinely like bugged and it wouldn't let me progress, so there's not much I can do about that. The only problem now is I have to find somewhere to get rid of him, like a pit I can chuck him into or something. Because I can't get another blink portal.
You bet.
And he needs to go. You know, it's one of those, like, you can go wherever you want, but you can't stay here situations. Because this is a solo run. I think the waypoint is, like, literally just up here. So it should be okay if he's just, like... You know, it's not like I was gonna die fighting, like, a handful of these regular non-elite enemies anyway, so... No, this just, it feels so wrong, like, can I just get rid of this arsehole? I don't want to wait 2 minutes for a blink portal, but also, like... Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Colossus. I quite like the way he plays in this game, although
Better luck next time, sugar.
I think a lot of his kit being strong comes down to him having Unbreakable. That ult is so strong, and you know the fact that like it's so strong on Pyro and Sunfire as well. Anyway, so we're just this is a little bit annoying, but there's not much. I'm not going to wait 2 minutes for a blink portal. The extraction point should literally just be here, so we'll just get rid of him. No, this is normal because on hard you start at level 45. So I did do a hard playthrough of Rogue as in Act 1. Hold on, let me just quickly get rid of Magneto here so he's not like around and annoying us during this fight. And oh, here we go. This is our big ability, Power Theft. What we've been building for, boys. It's so good.
Better luck next time, sugar.
But yeah, now that we've got a little bit of damage from the gear piece, you can see it's just like, oh, okay, suddenly we can actually just kill stuff really efficiently. That's a scary aura.
That was fun.
Maybe I can snipe him with one of these barrels just to be super safe. Probably not because... Oh, actually... Look at that, don't you love it when a plan comes together? Yeah, having damage on your gear is definitely the key to getting through hard. It's such a DPS check. I usually try, if I'm playing a character like Rogue who uses physical damage, then I'll want gear that just flat adds physical damage, you know, like it'll say adds, you know, like something like a Fabulous Braces, for example, that add like, I don't know, what is it, 25 physical damage or something. And then I'll try to have 2 pieces like that, and then a third piece that has some kind of elemental damage like electricity or energy or something. And getting a little bit of value out of that free point in might. Gives us the extra throw damage. Hold on, I've just got an SMS here. Make sure it's nothing super important or anything. I have to go that way. Now, this is where flight is quite nice. The only problem is early game, it does eat a lot of energy, but yeah, there's some energy pots lying around. But see, as soon as you get that piece of equipment, like energy economy, just sorts itself right out. And now we just one-shot stuff. As soon as you can one-shot stuff,
That was fun.
you're just having a good life. Because you just need to like juke out one of their attacks, and then boom, they're gone. And we'll go clear the other side, as is tradition. And I can show you how that ability works. So all it does to those guys is stun them. Because there's no ability for it to steal.
Better luck next time, sugar.
Oh yeah, when you start stacking buffs on top of items and then team buffs and everything else, you can pretty much one-shot everything.
I kind of wanted you to. I was hoping we might have us a little. They're a full.
I pressed the wrong button there. Anyway, here we go with our first boss fight, and so normally the way I will deal with Grizzly is essentially just run straight towards him. Try to juke out an attack. And then you wing him as he whiffs. Sometimes he will just turn around and smack you one. Not much you can do about it. And sometimes your stuff will just whiff. I genuinely, even as Colossus, I didn't get this beaten up playing Grizzly, and I took him on in exactly the same way. Rogue is just bad. She's so slow. It's like it's almost impossible to like get in like without Torpedo Strike, because Torpedo Strike will like smash you straight through the boss, and then you like fly away to safety, like a long way away. Like she just sucks at fighting. Like she sucks at avoiding damage because this attack is so slow that like even if you do the right thing and you bait out an attack and make them whiff, they'll just turn around and smack you again before you're like I'm still locked in my animation where he turns around and literally gets a second attack that I can't do anything about because I'm still in this stupid animation for this ridiculous low damage punch that just has no business being as bad as it is. It's genuinely like mind-blowing. Well, yeah, hard mode with no gear. I don't even think that's doable with a lot of heroes, but it's definitely doable with a squad because you can take like you can just take like Gambit, Phoenix, Pyro, Storm, or something, and just like build them all as melee characters, like focusing on their elemental combat abilities, and then get their elemental combat buffs, and you're going to have so much stacked elemental damage that you'll basically one-shot everything, even without gear. Or like you go like Phoenix, Gambit, Toad, because Toad has secretion.
Greetings again, my friend.
And then I don't know, maybe Scarlet Witch, maybe Professor X. But you can also just do things like have motion amplified Iron Man with.
I apologize for the lack of a changing room. Greetings again, my friend.
Yeah, you can have like a motion amplified Iron Man.
These items are some of my finest.
With functionally infinite energy because of. Yeah, that's definitely. Well, it's not really worth getting. We have kind of nowhere to use it, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, it's like a motion amplified Iron Man with the. Should I get the second level Might instead of Bach? Maybe. Could be useful. But yeah, like a motion amplified Iron Man with the EP leech abilities that Scarlet Witch and Phoenix give, so you can essentially just have infinite energy. And then just spam Gamma Bolts, fill every room with a bajillion Gamma Bolts. That's exactly what I was hoping for, getting second level Might. It's nice when a plan comes together. Even if it makes this really slow, I don't want to have to melee stuff. I want to save energy potions. I want to save health potions. And if you don't whiff them, those big rocks do a lot of damage. So most heroes can't pick these up. This is fine though, we're chugging through. I guess I can put another point in Smash. We only get 30% extra damage. I don't even know if it's really worth it, but... Yeah, and now we basically just want to go body focus, like nothing else. But yeah, damage just with that little gear piece. Damage is okay now. I only tried Marvel Ultimate Alliance once, and when I saw that the game like doesn't allow you to give yourself different stats, I was immediately like turned off, because one of the things that was fun in this game was like, oh well, for example, I don't think Jean is very good as a caster, but like you can make her a pretty good melee character. Oh, those explosive barrels are so dangerous to use.
You're out.
I should just not mess with them at all. I still haven't actually watched that. I was like, I was around when the OG one came out. I think I was in like year 3 of primary school, and I remember it was the big thing. You know, everyone wanted to play X-Men on the playground. Like, come on, game! What is the auto targeting? It's just ridiculous.
Fun.
Oh well. We're kind of at the point now though where like, because I have done nothing but spam focus, like we can throw this ability a decent number of times, and we finally have it at the point where like, you know, it's doing good enough damage that I don't have to like spend 7 minutes fighting everything to not get beaten to hell.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
So I genuinely think we're past the worst of it in Act 1. The rest of this should be doable. Tyrants in the Grand Hall are always a worry, but I will have a ranged ability by that point. A bad ranged ability, but still a ranged ability, so hopefully we can do something with that.
Better luck next time, sugar.
Come on, game. It's one enemy. Just let me punch them. Now this would have been nice if I didn't already have the psychic. I'll have to check it out then.
Pleasant dreams.
I really enjoyed what was it called? I really enjoyed X-Men Evolution. I really enjoyed the OG like X-Men cartoon, the one that, you know, 97 is kind of like a reboot of. I thought Wolverine in the X-Men was pretty decent too. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen the whole of that, but I've seen a few episodes and I remember thinking it was pretty good.
You're out.
Brr. Anyway, we're getting through this. As I said, I'm not too worried about anything prior to Tyrants showing up much later in this act. And then Act 2, the caves are going to be rough, and then coming up on like the New Alley Gateway beyond the Sanctum, there's a lot of elite ranged enemies, and we are not going to have invincibility at that point. And the thing is, even when we get Prism Shield, like, you know, it's like it's going to give you like 10 seconds or something of invincibility at the to start with. It takes a little while to get it good. I mean, we will have Manic Slam, but we're not going to be building for melee damage. So like Manic Slam will still be good for the EP leech, for the stun, for switching off enemy powers, but it's not going to like clear screens. Oh yeah, 100%, man. Throw it right there. This is fine. Some of these fights are a little bit grindy, but like we're getting potions as we're using them. That's really all you are worried about in this initial part. And I see we've got a couple of extra viewers. Just if anyone is interested, so Rogue. I undersell Rogue a lot. I say she's like one of the worst characters. She's one of the worst melee characters in the game. But at the same time, she can functionally make herself invincible. It takes a lot of skill points to get her up, but you know she can definitely do a solo hardcore run. The problem with Rogue is that she has this ability that in the first game, this ability was apparently really strong. I never had the first game because I didn't have a console. But in this game, this ability sucks because most enemies don't have powers you can steal. So there's no point building into this. And then Energy Overflow is just really bad because she's a melee character. She's not building into doing it. But we're going to do the Power Theft Energy Overflow build. It's going to suck. We will eventually get Reflective Aura, so at least we'll have access to an invincibility button, which, you know, will hopefully make some difference. Yeah, I do want to get a point in block, even if it's just for the like quality of life. Hold on, I gotta see which button it's actually on. Okay, so it's alright. So the thing with block is like block is mainly useful for blocking attacks that will CC you. And it's mostly for boss fights, where it's like, okay, we know the boss is going to do this attack, it's going to knock us on the floor or something, so we just tap block for the attack. You don't use block to face tank damage, because why? Or like, what it does is it causes damage to be taken from your EP, and if you level it up, that can become relatively efficient, but why? Like, particularly in solo, what's the point of just tanking damage and not hurting the thing that's damaging you? They'll just keep damaging you forever. They'll never stop. But there are specific attacks that are good to block, and most of them are like enemy abilities that have some kind of CC or something, you know. So yeah, you can use block as like a skill button to avoid being CC'd by dangerous attacks. And I won't lie, I mainly use it for 2 boss fights in the early game, and then I kind of forget that it exists. Later in the game, getting beaten up a bit doesn't matter that much. But the early game is sometimes the hardest part. Ah, I did not know there was an anime. I quite liked Cyclops in X-Men Evolution. I think that was the first iteration of Cyclops where I kind of liked the guy.
Better luck next time, sugar.
But yeah, I hope to have to throw at least a few points into power theft, just because like there are some places where you can get value from it. Like in the Morlock tunnels, the Morlocks are all considered mutants, and they have some pretty strong abilities that you can steal. So, you know, when we can steal abilities, I will definitely try to do it and use it, just to be like thematic and have fun. But
Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
Damn, they were tanky. Alright, potion's getting a little bit low. Got any rocks back here? No. Alright.
Better luck next time, sugar.
That's fine. We just bash our way through. We just gotta be a little bit careful. A little bit of hiding. Conserve some resources. See, we can just bash them pretty quick with some auto attacks. Oh, come on, game. Like, and then the other one just randomly explodes before I can pick it up. That makes perfect sense. Oh well. Anyway, I have gotten some decent value out of my... For one skill point, it has definitely killed... It's allowed me to snipe a bunch of enemies with ranged attacks that I would not otherwise be able to use. And, yeah, it's frustrating when you, like... You're, like, looking directly at an enemy and you throw something in their direction and it just, like, whips straight past them. But it's fine. You can afford to have some whiffs and still make it through.
I guess y'all lose.
You couldn't have chosen a better area of the Cersei tunnels to be in. I was scouting in there a short time ago and found that
Pardon me, I had to mute my mic. Coughing a little bit. And those big guys can be very dangerous. Like, if you play through this game as Magneto, who I would say is one of the stronger characters, especially for a solo run, because he has so many good tanking abilities and such good AoE damage, but he really struggles in the early game. He struggles so badly against these guys. Because his only two early game attacks kind of both rely on CC to get some value, and those guys are like CC immune. So
our master Zealot was correct. He knew that followers of Magneto would attempt to enter Genosha through these caves. He is the... We are the...
oh, stuck in the floor group. You gotta love it.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
Others will take my place.
That's the second time that's happened. Oh, nice. Also a Cyclops fan?
I guess y'all lose.
Give me a moment.
It appears my esteemed colleague Magneto is even...
Better luck next time, sugar. Pleasant dreams, y'all.
But my...
Hold on tight, y'all.
Don't you now?
Oh, pardon me. I left my microphone muted. This is a problem when I get sick and I'm coughing and stuff. Hopefully that wasn't for too long. Hopefully that wasn't too inconvenient. I guess we just put another point in Smash. It's literally Smash or pass right now. And I don't want to pass, so... And... I didn't even realize I have 0 energy pots. We should be fine. This guy's fairly passive, and if I just literally have to like run around for a while my EP regens. Just eat some rocks at him. The damage on them is not bad at all, not bad at all. But you can see how handy block is for just like not having to like run away from something like this. You just block it.
I'm too low on power.
No, Magneto.
Bro, why is he cursing Magneto? Like, where was Magneto? I'm sorry. I didn't see no Magneto whooping on you. We whooped on you. Anyway, we'll go to the waypoint. I'll pop back. I quite badly need to buy some energy pots, so this is only the second time I've had to buy energy pots, so it's not that bad. We got a couple of danger room missions that I can do and get a little bit of extra EXP. I can technically afford a bonus skill point, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
These items are some of my finest. Greetings again, my friend.
The problem is, like, aside from getting this, which we're, you know, it's potentially worth buying and holding onto for Act 2, but I won't buy it until, like, you know, the last second. Yeah, I can't justify the price of that. So one of the things that makes this game so brutal, like solo hardcore, compared to something like Diablo, is like you can't even get healed in town. Like you pay for every heal. If your energy economy is low, like if you're getting beaten up in your fights and you're using more health pots than are just dropping, bad luck. There's no going back to the priest in town and getting a free heal and, you know, slowly grinding your way through.
I guess y'all lose.
But if we get a little bit of luck here, I might be able to get an item that will help in one of these danger room missions. Either way, I'll get some stats, I get some EXP. At the very least, even if they're just like regular items and I just end up selling them, then it's a little smidge of credits, which, you know, we need everything. We need every speck of power that we can get.
Congratulations, you have successfully completed the quest.
All but 2 of those throw animations like completely bogged, but I'll take it. We didn't exactly get lucky on items, but decent chunk of EXP. That's nice. Also, I got to talk to these guys, and I think I can get EXP from some of them. It's also very buggy and weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
You know.
Wow. And other than my. Oh, it's an and that use them. Only so you're still alive. Only.
alright. Finally out of these hideous tunnels. Getting into Genosha.
Quickly, get out of here. Apocalypse mined the seawall with bombs. You got
When time?
I just keep getting back.
Level up. Very nice. I'll take it. Couple of points in body, couple of points in focus. And yeesh. Where do we put these points now? Smash is max. I guess we just chuck another. Like, I'm gonna buy a redistribute at some point. Because there's no, like, I'm not gonna have those points in Smash. Smash is unfortunately a pass. I'm getting really beaten up by these guys because I'm kind of messing around.
I guess y'all lose.
I need to just walk over to them and kill them. And derping around with throws and stuff. I was trying to throw one of them into the pit, but it's kind of tricky to do.
Better luck next time, sugar.
My patter is falling off because I am super tired.
Y'all quit just when it was getting fun. Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
It's crazy how long Act 1 takes when you're playing. Like on hard, on a strong character like Iron Man, I can just clear Act 1 in like 50 minutes without even trying to speedrun it. Abnormal? Okay. Well, look, at least it gives ace. That gives something.
Y'all quit just when it was getting fun. Better luck next time, sugar.
Very dangerous.
Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
Oh yeah, anyway, I was just saying, I don't remember what I was saying. I'm so tired. I'm so scatterbrained. But anyway, we're gonna get through this. I'm not playing badly despite being super tired. I just don't necessarily have the mental resources to be like locked in for the game, and also, you know, keeping up a good stream of like patter. But I'll think of something to talk about. I always do. Stuff can just quiet down a little bit every now and then. Maybe Zero Energy was somehow hanging on.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
Hey, look at that. Now we got some energy. And being able to fly over to these is so nice. It's actually really difficult to make the jump from one ledge to the other with just a regular jump. Nice, I'll take a level. Kind of nothing for us to put points into, again, aside from like maybe just keep.
Whew, I just keep getting better.
Keep feeding Critical Strike. Don't put your head there, please. And I want to go this way anyway, so I might as well get the components rather than... But yeah, I wanted to come down here anyway to finish clearing this tile set, get the EXP. Because, like, if you have might, you can just push that girder into place. You don't have to come over here, but... It pleases me to come over here. And yeah, unfortunately, because I'm not a Brotherhood member, I can't get that homing beacon, which means I am going to miss out on a little bit of bonus EXP. And yeah, I'm breaking these crates because I'm so down bad for energy. And I don't want to go back and buy more. It will be like the 4th time. So yeah, if you have might, you can just push that. Otherwise you get the components and press the button here.
Well...
And here I just want to walk away from all this stuff. Like, if they'll follow us, that's great. We'll kill them in an area where we're not just, like, standing in the open, surrounded.
You X-Men are so excited.
Well done. If you
Alright, hold on. So this is the Deathstroke fight. I am going to have to buy energy potions. Super frustrating, but it is what it is.
greetings again, my friend. I might remind you, all things are fine.
Honestly, the money situation is not so bad now. Can even splurge on that bonus skill point. Not that there's a whole lot I can do with it. It's like, oh, okay, well, I can get like an extra, 2% chance of critical strike. But, I mean, it's something. Especially coming into a boss fight. This boss fight is super annoying. Though it's not too bad if you have flight or teleport or something, way to chase her up.
I'm finished here. They won't be able to identify you with dental records.
Yeah, that's totally, you need to just like punch the air. Thank you. Yeah, punch the statue, 100%. That's the real enemy here. The air is the real enemy. Again, the air is my real enemy. I hate air. Oh, come on. Like, she will never miss me with that stupid kick. It has, like, a 360 hitbox that extends, like, 7 feet beyond where the actual animation ends. But I have this worthless piece of crap that I can literally be standing toe-to-toe with her, looking her in the eye, mouse directly on her, press the button, and I just whiff off into fucking nowhere. Like, again.
And I was just starting to have fun.
And again, it's so slow, it's so worthless that it doesn't even matter. Even if I do exactly the right thing and I bait out her attack and then I actually hit, and even if I get lucky, and even if the auto attack just decides that I'm not its enemy today, that it's not more concerned about the air or a rock or a piece of dirt on the floor that apparently needs to be punched, and it actually lets me hit her, odds are 10 to 1 that she doesn't just turn around and beat the shit out of me while I'm still stuck in this disgustingly bad, overly long, worthless animation. It's so painful doing this with Rogue. I hate it so freaking much. Again, at least Colossus has Steel Skin. Rogue literally has nothing in the early game. She has the single worst early game attack. Maybe Wanda's Hexfold is worse. Maybe. As I said, Hexfold at least has range advantage. It's the single worst early game attack. She has the worst early game stat spread. She has nothing in terms of useful passives. ways to buff her damage, ways to make herself tanky until level 20. She literally has nothing. She's so bad in the early game, it's genuinely like mind-numbing. Like, and there are heroes in this game that like I said, like Magneto really struggles against those I don't know, those things. They look like freaking hideous bush crickets or something. But those guys who are CC immune and do that kind of like cleaving, like side to side sweeping attack, those bugs, like they are a huge problem for Magneto in the early game. But here's the thing, okay? If you can get to level 14 as Magneto, you are literally an A tier character. And the only reason you're not S tier is because S tier characters in this game are so broken. They're like they're basically invincible, or they literally just press a button and everything dies. Without needing good gear, without like just their base kit is so broken, so strong, they have so much damage, they just literally kill everything before it can even threaten them a tiny bit. So that's the only reason Magneto is not S tier, is just because S tier is so broken in this game. But he's like high A tier. He's basically invincible. At high levels, he negates like 70% of attacks that hit him. He just says no to like 70% of attacks that hit him. Like, they just don't hit him anymore. He can block, in addition to that, he can block, like, he can actually be invincible to range damage if you invest the skills. And I mean, like, literally 100% dodge chance to range damage. But, you know, like 70% dodge chance on everything else. And then reduced taken physical damage, even if something does get through. Like, he's so unbelievably tanky. And he has one of the best AoE damage abilities in the game, where you just clear screens, you just press a button and it blows up everything. He can CC stuff. He just literally has everything in his toolbox. So it's like, at least if I'm struggling through the early game as Magneto, I'm like, well, you know, I'm paying my dues to get strong. You know, on Rogue, even if you're using her best possible build, you're paying your dues to basically reach a point where you can't die because you have an invincibility button. Because that's literally as good as it gets for you. But yeah, honestly, it's so frustrating though, like when it's just like, the problem is not, look, I don't care if the ability is the worst ability in the game. You know, where I'm speccing into an ability that literally does nothing. And Energy Overflow, I know for a fact, is a terrible ability. But
Indeed I am.
I am pressing escape. I swear to God, I'm pressing escape. Okay, that was so weird. Cyber, what, sorry? I can't, the little chat window is too small for me to see the second word. Anyway, I need to pick up someone with telekinesis or teleportation so that I can go into this side objective, because I cannot afford to skip side objectives as Rogue. She's too crap. I need... The thing is, like, again, it's one of those funny things. It's like, I know for a fact that Energy Overflow is going to be a terrible ability to build my character around, but one thing I can tell you is that when I look at an enemy and I press the button on Energy Overflow, it will hit them. It will. And that by itself, even if it did like 3 damage, makes it infinitely better than Smash. Smash is legitimately one of the worst attacks in this game because it just doesn't hit. And it's exactly the same problem with Iron Fist on Colossus. They are just bugged to crap. And you're going to have a miserable early game as Rogue or as Colossus. At the very least, though, as I say, Colossus has steel skin, so you can consistently like give yourself an extra buffer of like 20, 40, 30 extra health. You don't need to put a whole bunch of points in it, and just allows you to kind of like go in and hit trade a little bit without having to eat a bajillion health potions every time you take an engagement. So you can kind of be okay with the fact that you're constantly whiffing. Also, at level 7, I think Colossus gets uppercut, which it's not a great ability, but at the very least, if you point at someone and you press the button, it typically hits them. Like, come on.
That was fun.
Don't let them escape!
Oh, CyberX, okay.
Really, kind of. I don't know.
I'm getting out of here.
Oh, I can't tell you.
Like, it can't hit a barrel. But yeah, anyway, I knew this was going to be super frustrating, but that's all part of the challenge. We had to do some like legendary kiting to get through that first dungeon. That was, oh my god, I genuinely felt like I was going to lose my mind. And as I said, I've had a lot of mental strain, like gaming the last couple of days, doing the whole rank grind. Like PvP games are just built different.
Yeah, this is some real power. Your ass.
Oh, so maybe he'd be a bit more like Bishop or Gambit or something, where he's got like a mix of like energy projection, like ranged abilities, but then also some like melee attacks and stuff, some close range.
I'm getting out of here.
I can't blame him. Like, there's no bathroom in there, and they've presumably been in here for days.
I'm getting out of here.
Which is really unpleasant if you think about it. Anyway, that's the first side of these bonus. Luckily, it doesn't take too long. Let's just get Magneto out of here so that no one is wondering.
Y'all best be ready.
Because this is solo hardcore. But yeah, I just need to somehow grind my way through to get Prism Shield. If I can make it to Act 3, I think Act 3 is about when no, I should have Prism Shield before the end of Act 2, but it will be very low level and short duration.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
He looks so derpy in that banner. If I were in, like, super big bad evil villain guy like Colossus, and my followers made a banner like that of me, I would 100% assume that they were dicking with me and trying to make me look like an idiot. I'd have them shot.
About time you people got here. Name's Caleb. I'm being full. That's good.
You got.
Here's our last homing beacon, which means we can go through the bonus portal, which is good because... Oh, wait, no? Oh, that's right, because I didn't get the Brotherhood one. Alright. So where is my last homing beacon? Because you can already have all the homing beacons by there. So which one have I missed? I missed the Brotherhood one. But is that it?
Better luck next time, sugar.
Wait, I think I know where I might have missed one. I can go back and get it.
Oh, I can't.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
I guess y'all lose.
I've had terrible luck this run with gear. Like, I still only have one piece of add damage gear, and it's a piece that I had to buy from the shop.
Just when it was getting fun.
Somebody help me.
But it'll come eventually. If I can... just keep grinding through and killing stuff.
Y'all quit just
Well, let's WWF this guy. Share shots.
Where are you going?
Despite the terrible luck with the gear, energy economy is typically like not too bad right now. Like, we're not even finding magic items. Like, every time I see an item drop, it's just regular white. And I'm just going back to the shop and like, there you go, just regular white. I'm just going back to the shops and selling like, 15 white items every single time I go back. What is the regular white? Okay, cool. Thanks, game. I don't need equipment or anything. It's not necessary. I'm good. And this is just the nature of anything with random drops. It's hard not to feel a little bit picked on though when like you're already you know, like you're already playing something weak and you're already struggling and the game's just like, okay, have fun, struggle more.
Greetings again, my friend.
Yeah, just a bunch of crappy white equipment to sell, but as I said, I'm going to So this, I believe, is where I just straight up forgot to go, like past this pit. There should be a homing beacon, yeah, over here. And now we open the portal. There's no point killing these enemies. Although, maybe, I mean, I don't know, we'll see. See if I actually get any XP for it. Nah. But we got the homing beacon, which was the reason for coming here. Now at least I know when I get to the Mr. Sinister encounter, I'll get a little chunk of bonus EXP, which will be super helpful. You can power loot this area if you're genuinely desperate for items and you've just got nothing early game. What you have to do is like you come here, you break everything, and then you load like another 4 or 5 maps or something, like load all your other waypoints and then come back here and it should clear the cache and then all the barrels and stuff will be back. Or you can just continually go to the Lady Deathstrike area here and break these barrels because they will reappear every time, but there's so few here that it's usually just to like get a couple of extreme tokens or something. And lately I've been like kind of skipping most of this area, but again, we've been rescuing all the prisoners. So we might as well finish that off and get the quest reward. Yeah, that guy really needs to use the bathroom.
Better luck next time, sugar.
And that qualifying exam's nice, extra skill point, always lovely. Yeah, 100%. That's what I would do with Rogue. Like, her attacks just come out so slowly. Her combos are so slow. And it's not like, you know, well, like, all the big tanks are slow, because Juggernaut's not slow. Yes. I mean, I've had such bad items that the differences between them, it's just like, oh, okay. Should I wear, you know, this piece of like +1 garbage or piece of +3 trash? It's just like, oh, okay.
Get out of my way!
Wow. So grateful, such gratitude.
Greetings, gatherer. Yeah, no, I...
Pleasant dreams, y'all!
I can't believe it gives you 40 seconds to break those things. I can't believe it!
Kill us.
Ah, Mr. Sass's gonna fucking kill us! Ah, I can't believe it. I don't know why I get so much satisfaction out of fucking making fun of that person's voice, but it's so freaking raspy.
Pleasant dreams, y'all!
That always gives me a chuckle. I can't believe it! Bonk.
Oh, I'm free! I'm free!
That's a man who hasn't been to the bathroom in days. Or who has been soiling a tiny corner of this room and has been living with the smell of it for days. I feel very bad for him. Hey! Here we go. Whoops. Yeah, so I can't steal an ability from them?
That was fun!
But yeah, with the gear that we currently have, Energy Overflow, it's like, yes, I technically have it, and yes, I'm supposed to be basing this build around it, but when you first unlock abilities, their EP cost is like very steep, and like it just doesn't do enough damage without bonus damage from gear. Because I don't know why the game has just been absolutely just cocking me as far as drops are concerned. Like I said, it's not even like we're getting bad items. Like we're literally getting no items. We're just getting nothing but whites. Like we're basically at the end of the act now, and I've gotten one piece of bonus damage gear that I had to pay for at the shop. So yeah, I would love to respec over and start hard focusing on Energy Overflow, but it's just way too crap at the moment.
I suppose I should thank. Oh,
No, okay. Yeah.
Ah, okay, so I can take his aura.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
That's good to know. Okay, because auras are super strong, even if you put them on yourself. So I've got to use power theft on people if I see someone with an aura. See, I'm learning. I did get this tech station, didn't I? Yeah, of course. So that's cool to know. I didn't even realize that. So what happens if I go pinch this?
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
But you see what I mean when I say like this ability, at the very least, it's technically like usable. It's very slow. And the damage is weak.
Better luck next time, sugar.
But also, I didn't react to this immediately, but this is the first piece of damage gear that we found so far.
I don't have enough power for that. Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
I could just die here.
You're out.
I've genuinely been stiffed, like completely stiffed on drops this entire act, and I've done every side quest, and I've literally gotten nothing but dirt. The only item that I've gotten is something I can't even wear because it has a stupid affix on it that I don't even want. That makes it level 15, so I'm not even going to be able to use it before the end of this act.
All sales are fine.
And I better buy them just in case, because there ain't nothing better. And I'm not going in there without my ult. It's way too dangerous. So I just have to finish the boss without ult or any of that bonus gear.
Whoa, hold up there, mate. Well, you can...
Is that the best y'all can do? Woo! That was fun!
Actually, if I do the qualifying exam, I will probably get this last level.
Y'all quit just when it was getting fun!
I completely forgot about that. So that, not only do we get an extra skill point, set this up very nicely, but I get to put that extra piece of equipment on, and I get to
Greetings again.
get my ult.
These items are some of my finest.
Rogue.
I've been dying for a good fight.
The course is now active. Good luck.
This is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
And yeah, I don't really care about getting hit or CC'd or anything now. I'll just eat potions. What I want to do is kill it as quickly as possible.
Please do not give up just yet. I don't have enough power for that.
Qualifying exam has been completed. Grade.
Very nice,
passed.
very nice.
Congratulations.
Alright, now I can put this piece of gear on. And at least I know when I get level 20, I will have 3 pieces of damage gear. And I have my ultimate. Alright, so now what I need to do is farm myself an extreme token here. Hopefully I don't have to come back. once more, we should have it done. And then I'm gonna go do the Iron Man portal. Oh, actually, no, I'll do the boss. I'll just get my extreme. The extreme is not going to be useful for the boss. We're just going to punch him to death. It's going to be kind of painful, but we got to do what we got to do. The boss will help on the blimp if I need to, like, emergency, like, clear some space. Get rid of some of those henchmen that just keep streaming on.
I hope you appreciate the gravity of this situation.
I really hate this ability. I feel like they could have made it like, so he pulls you in and then he does this like AoE punch. I just don't understand why you have to like float in the air for like, you know, 7 seconds, unable to control your character, not taking damage. Like,
Gravity of this situation.
hello?
Some people think I'm a real drag.
It's like 7 seconds of no gameplay every time he uses that ability. And it's not like he's not doing anything to you. He's just setting you up to try to hit you with that that type punch.
Some people think I'm
This is no reason to like turn the game off for like 10 seconds every time he uses the dag. It's so frustrating.
This really sucks, doesn't it?
It actually does. It genuinely does. Not because it's damaging or dangerous, but just because it's literally stops me playing the game. Like like you might as well just every 10 seconds just make me go like this. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I can play the game again. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like such a bizarre, like, I don't know. Raven software are really good, but just even good developers can make extremely crappy decisions sometimes. And yeah, I do want to loot goblin all this stuff if I can. I need the credits. I'd say I need the items, but the game's not going to give me any items for some reason. It just really don't like me or something. But, you know, I do need the credits. I'll take some extra potions. That would be nice too, you know. let's not waste too much more time. We should be fine. They're just gonna punch him to death. Damage trade. The CCing is really frustrating, but it is what it is.
This should be a blast.
Pleasant dreams, y'all.
Wanna go out with a bang?
But you see that? Even just one extra piece of damage gear and suddenly energy overflow is viable. Like, gear is so important in this game, especially for characters who... I was going to say for characters who rely on non-physical damage, but that's not true. It's just as important for the physical damage characters. It's just that some physical damage characters, like, their damage is so good to begin with that, like, you can kind of manage for a while without gear. Oh, they actually finished him off. Not bad, not bad.
I guess y'all lose.
Yeah, I really like Torpedo Strike. I will say that. I think Torpedo Strike and I think it's called Bull Rush, Juggernaut's Charge, and then Siberian Express, Colossus's Charge. I think those three abilities are the three best melee abilities in the game as far as like just how good they are for just like smashing through regular mobs, the CC, how safe they are to use because you know they charge you through stuff, so you don't take too much damage.
They did.
Yeah, give me some props. Give me some EXP, please. Thank you. Let's go try the super secret bonus area. This is always a bit dicey, but let's see what we can do.
Getting away from me!
Is that the best y'all can do? Y'all quit just when it was getting fun.
It's these guys who are the danger. That was my hope, to just get them CC'd long enough to eventually just kill one. And now this guy, I can just stay on top of them and beat him down. Because if those two guys start like chain CCing you and beating you in a corner, they can genuinely like pummel you down. It's really dangerous. But yeah, now that we got a little bit of bonus damage gear, energy overflow is becoming usable. Maybe in a level or two we think about getting a redistribute. These guys are just like, they look big and nasty, but they're always made of like wet paper.
That was a most. Now that Genosha has been.
And
Look quite.
I'm not being. So this was our Toad, and like that's it. He died. It's done. The save is gone. If I want to do another Toad, it has to be Act 1, Start 1, Act 1, Quest 1. But I just want to make sure I save here just in case the cutscene crashes me. Man, it took 2.5 hours to get through Act 1 with Rogue. That was brutal. But it's done. And, you know,
Apocalypse has in hand. All that about
wait, like her Age of Apocalypse one, you mean? I think I can change to that. Like this one.
I've been dying for a good fight.
Hello, my friends.
Let's see if Forge has anything worth buying. 20,000 when I only have 20,000. That's a little bit cheeky. But yeah, see if he has anything worth grabbing. It'll be like way level above us like this. Level 40 required. That's insane.
Questions?
That's maybe a tiny bit more realistic. But yeah, obviously we're not going to be buying any of that stuff until like the very end of this act. But almost have another level, and we're ready to start on Act 2, which I'm not going to do that tonight.
I hope.
So I'm going to save. I might just get that level by doing the trivia game off stream. But yeah, thanks to anyone who tuned in. I saw we got a couple of viewers. It's cool. Hopefully, me getting tilted and frustrated wasn't too annoying. But man, those early tunnels, they bully you. It's so rough, especially like it's just the ability whiffing that drives me nuts. Yeah, sometimes they like the in-game models will change based on the costume you give them, but it's like for NPCs. Like Scarlet Witch in Act 5 will be wearing whatever costume you give her, where she's just like standing there as an NPC. But otherwise, I don't think it changes. Like if I change Pyro's costume, I don't think it will change it there. But that could be because Pyro is a PC exclusive. Anyway, I'm going to be jumping off now. Thanks to everyone who checked in. Tomorrow we're going to work on Act 2. This is going to be a really grindy playthrough, but it should get a little bit quicker now. Act 2 is a fast one. But I do really need levels because until I have this, until I'm level 20 and I have this, I don't, like, this run is in jeopardy. Once I have this, then I can get through. It may take literally like 10 hours or something if my damage is really low and I have to keep going back to like farm potions and farm extreme tokens before doing encounters and blah blah blah. But it's doable, and I know how to do it, and I've done it before with really subpar characters that can just stay alive. Anyway, so I am determined to not lose this one like I did with my boy Toad. But that's gonna be for later tonight. I maybe do a little bit of loot diary later, but I gotta take off and yeah, get some food and stuff. So thanks to everyone who checked in, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Take care.